Well, good afternoon guys. It's Friday the 16th today. As you can see behind me, we are not at the Avon for once. What I've done is joined the local fishing club that owns the rights to the Canal near Stratford. A couple of reasons really. Firstly, with a view to the close season coming up, because there's no close season on here, so I still come fishing. And secondly, because at the moment the Avon is just, I was going to say unfishable. It's not unfishable, that's not true, but in my experience, I'm not going to get a bite. Absolute waste of time. It's up, it's really coloured, it's pushing through. It has been for a week. And experience, and as you've seen in previous videos, is we can get some chub out, but not when it's cloudy. When the water temperature like it is, we're not going to get anything else pretty much. Maybe some pike, but again, not in coloured water. Tried for the zander, which I'll go into in a minute. That was last week. So what I've done is I've come up the canal. It's been a bit of a hectic day. I'm actually still on my way home from work, got my work clothes on. I have put my thermals on underneath. It's starting to get a bit cold. It's about 5 o'clock now. With one thing and another, we've had a bit of a nightmare. My wife's car broke down. I've had to go into town and had a chat with the mechanic about that, blah 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 blah. And as I was just coming out of town to come up here, I bumped into Anastacia coming out of school, who is there, as you can see. So she's still in a school uniform, well, a sports kit from after school. So she's doing a bit of float fishing up there. But to be honest, the place looks dead. I was talking to the chairman of the club, and he was saying it hasn't been fishing well at all. With the weather up and down, it's double figures pretty much in a day, 2 or 3 days this week, and then -3 at night. It's not doing much good at all, really, to the fishing. Got my thermometer in the water there. I was just having a look. The water temperature is 3.9, so you know, not holding out too much hope, but just really wanted to come down and wet a line, to be honest. You can probably also hear from my voice that when it's stinking cold this week. Proper head cold, chesty, gunged, oh, awful. It's an absolute nightmare, and I'm still all bunged up at the moment, as you can probably hear. But you know, we come for a couple of hours anyway this evening. As you see behind me, I've got the predator rods out. I've just got a couple of rods out with some pieces of one's got a piece of roach on and one's got a piece of a skimmer on, just see if I can't tempt a zander, really, to be honest. I bought the feeder rods as well to perhaps do a bit of bream fishing, but to be honest, it's a bit cold. I think Anastacia is up there, as I say, with the float. She's been up there about half an hour and she hasn't had a bite yet, so I think we're really going to struggle tonight, but yeah, we'll have a go anyway. And some nice surroundings. We'll fish till it gets dark. So what's been happening? Well, since you last saw me, I think you last saw me in a video called that chub. Had a nice chub. That was a Friday evening. That would have been 2 Fridays ago now. The next time I got out was the Sunday following that. I went to the bottom of the stretch, which I normally fish below the weir, right down the bottom into the snaggy tree area, thinking again chub. And I had a very, very weird session down there. Really peculiar. I tried bread flake, I tried paste, I tried maggots. Nothing doing at all, absolutely nothing going on. And just as it started to get dark, I thought I'll try a worm. So I put a worm on and the bite started. Fantastic. But not chubby bites, not the usual big slammy bites, or even just very strange bites. Pretty much a kaleidoscope of bites that you could possibly have on a quiver tip. And that happened for about the following 2 hours. I let bites develop and struck nothing. Sometimes the worm would come back, sometimes it'd come back in half, sometimes it'd be completely missing. I thought perhaps it's little perch, put little sections of worm on, hit it quickly, never connected. I had everything, even really slow pulls around like that, and it would twitch a bit, struck nothing. So to be honest, in the end I came away scratching my head, didn't know what the hell was going on. And so I tried everything, tried leaving it, tried striking early, nothing was working. I didn't feel a fish on, not one time at all, and it was only on worms. I've since chatted to a few people, both local and I've chatted to Mark Erdwin, Fishing for Memories. Hi Mark, hope you're feeling a bit better. And a local guy here who both have said sounds like crayfish. Now I wasn't aware there were crayfish in the Warwickshire Avon, for the only reason being that I'd never been bothered with them at all, ever. I never had trouble with them. I never had baits nicked, or you know, people have lots of trouble with signal crayfish. Never had a problem at all with them, but it seems to be the general consensus. So these people know better than me, so I guess I'll put it down to crayfish, and when the water's in slightly better condition, we'll get down there and have another go, and see what we can do. But it was only on worms as well. It's the only time I was getting bites. It made me think perhaps it was perch or some night roach or something, but I don't know that it was crayfish. But that's, I think, the general consensus is that it was. So I did finally, I completely forgot, finally had a big slamming chub bite, completely different to all the other bites, and caught chub. Well, here it is. Not very big at all, but lovely condition. So I didn't blank, but it wasn't far off. So the following time I got out after that was the following Friday. The river was up and it was cold. The water was cold. Can't remember the temperature off the top of my head, but I decided to go zander fishing or predator fishing, really, pike and zander fishing. The water was reasonably clear. I thought we were in a chance of a pike as well as zander. So I did cut the 3 hours dead baiting into dark in the wide stretch near my house, the private stretch I've got access to. But nothing, didn't get a touch. I wasn't overly surprised. I'm pretty sure it'd been snowing and it'd been freezing and it had rained and all the salt and grit had been washed into the river. So I wasn't holding out too much hope, a bit like tonight really. But we had a go and didn't happen. Which again, and the weather forecast was not great for this week. The river's staying up and coloured, and really it's not going to do any fish, not for me anyway, not in my experience. So I thought we'd come here, but I know very little about this place apart from the one marina that's fishable here on this ticket, and I was talking to the chairman and he was saying that it's not fishing well at the moment, so we'll give it a go anyway. Wet a line, and I think we'll go in once Anastacia starts bleating about being cold, which probably isn't too far away. Just 5 degrees at the moment. I say it's starting to get dark now, so I'm going to cast these dead baits around, and I might put a worm out over on the other side over there. You can see we're actually at a turning bay. If I spin you around, you'll be able to see. It's like just a turning bay here. It's really not very deep at all. It's probably 3 foot deep, maybe 4 foot in the middle, something like that. Very coloured up, and believe it or not, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday in the middle of February and a boat's been passed. I mean, I know it's a canal, but it's the middle of February. Yeah, there you go. I didn't think there'd be much boat traffic, but there you go. What do I know? You know, this, at the end of the day, it's my first ever session on a canal, to be honest with you. Breaking my virginity tonight. But I think we're probably going to end in a blank. But as I say, I'm going to have a cast around with these rods, see if we can't, I don't know, get something out. Perhaps I'll stick a worm on a ledge over it. And as I said, as I spun you around there, there's some like bramble bushes in the water over here and stuff. So we'll perhaps put a worm over there, see if we can't winkle out a perch at least. Well guys, just had a little walk along, only maybe 150 metres or so, just around the bend here, because I saw on Google Maps that there was quite a sort of bush and tree lined opposite bank over here. So just have a bit of feel around really. Nothing's happening up there. Give it, you know, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, something like that. I think it's going to be sort of case that if you drop a bait on a fish's nose, it might take it. So just had a little bit of a wander up here. We're not going to give it too much longer now. It's about 5:30, 5:45, but nothing's happening at all. The place, although, you know, I've obviously got no experience of it, the place just seems dead to me. There's no dimpling or anything, you know, that you'd expect at dusk, or anything shown at all. I'm sure the fish are tucked away somewhere shivering. But that's how I've just brought the rods up here, as you can see there. I'm literally just going to watch the tips, to be honest. Almost quiver tip with these dead baits. I've just chucked them about 20 metres apart, as you saw, under these overhanging trees on the other side. Looks a decent place for some carp in the summer, actually. It's quite a lot of carp in this canal, so I heard, but certainly not carp fishing in February, that's for sure. Well guys, just about 6 o'clock now. Nothing's happened really, but we've got down here for the first time, which is good. Wet line, you know, unfortunately we haven't had any bites, but to be honest, when I saw that water temperature at 3.9, I wasn't surprised at all, and it's actually down at 3.6 now. The frosts this week have certainly done a job on the water temperature. Anyway, I thought perhaps the warmer days, you know, we've been double figures a couple of times this week at least, might have warmed things up a bit, especially being quite shallow as the canal is, but no, it hasn't at all. But, you know, that's the way it goes. So just a quick sort of hour and a half down here. Quick hour and a half? Can you have a quick hour and a half? It's an hour and a half, isn't it? So an hour and a half down here. Next time we'll know a bit more. I'll probably come a bit further up this stretch with all these lovely bushes overhanging the water. So once again, thanks for watching. Just wanted to do a quick catch up, let you know what's been happening. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. I hope you're able to get out on your rivers. And I will see you again very shortly, either on the Avon or here on the canal.